how do you avoid the dark side of entertainment? And I can even queue up, I think it was a while back on Instagram, you spoke, and we don't have to say his name, but about a young actor. You were giving a young actor advice, right, on what it was that they should avoid in the entertainment industry. And you spoke on your experiences and choices that you made. So I'll give you the floor from there.
Yeah, when it comes to that, it depends on the individual. Everybody's different, and certain people are willing to sell them their bodies or their souls to become famous. I just happen not to be one of those people. That's not who I am. Um, I understand my value. I understand my voice. I understand my power. I understand that in terms of my connection over the last, 3 decades, I've got a name that is international. And so, you know, people who want to get rich quick, people who want to be famous, they'll do anything. And it's costly. There's no such thing as something for nothing. You've got to pay. Like they say, there's a price to pay for being focused, and there's a price to pay for being unfocused. It's like when you go to the gym. You can be disciplined and go through that pain, or you could be undisciplined and deal with that pain because you were undisciplined. So you've got to pick your pain, and your pain level. And what I say to people is, listen, new level, new devil. You have to
Mm.
be aware. Don't be in a rush. Write down what you want, why you want it, the way you want it, and be willing to work for it. That way, in the end, you don't have somebody saying, "You owe me." When you work for something and you get it, it feels so much better. It tastes so much better. You know, it just feels so good knowing I work for this. Like
Hmm.
and at the same time, be present and be available, because we don't get places by ourselves, right? Somebody has to see value in us, but we don't have to play the Hollywood game. We don't have to play the casting couch game. We don't have to play the coercion game. We don't have to play the disrespect game. We don't have to do that. We've heard time and time again, stories of people who have, and it cost them their dignity, and some dirt don't wash off.
No, it doesn't. I can only speak on my personal experience really starting in the music space. I think early on, right? It was known that Scribe was not the one who was going to be doing the unnecessary producer meeting, so to speak, right? And I felt really good when it was time for me to transition fully into film, right? Based off of what I achieved independently and doing shows. I felt okay walking away, knowing that if that's what I had to do, not saying you have to do that to be successful, but if that's what I had to do, if that's what I left on the table, that's fine, because there's so many other ways to be successful. There's so many other ways to make money, and for me that was never on the table. And so I just want to encourage people as they're going through the process, whether it's entertainment or something else, you can get to where you're supposed to go without having to compromise like your morals and your standards. And unfortunately now with society, it seems like they're showing us the opposite, right? Whether it's on our algorithms, they're showing females in particular that you have to bend it over and bust it open in order to
Yep.
be successful. And you don't have to do that. There are other paths to do it. You could do the work, right? You could own your own, right? Create your own platform, create your own audience. There's just so many options. And so I love when I'm talking to people like yourself, right? To be able to speak on that so that they can see that there's actual examples out there, right? Other than what's being shown on social media. So,
100%. There's a price to pay when you want to do it quickly. You know,
mhm.
it's an old story. The turtle and the hare. It's an old story, and so
Mhm.
those people that want it now, 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 now. There's a price to pay. It's like, you want a fast track. Fine, here you go. This is what it's going to cost you. And so again, some dirt don't wash off. And I've seen men and women, it's cost them a lot. It's cost them a
Hmm.
lot of peace. Um, some people aren't in this industry anymore. Some people aren't doing well mentally. It costs. And sometimes the price is too high to pay, you
Hmm.
know?
I